What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Weebs at Work, episode 4?
Quattro.
Yeah, we're going to be going over HunterxHunter episodes 16 through 20.
My God. These were
good.
some good episodes. These
They were good.
really good.
Especially because of last time. Remember last time how there were so many downtime episodes? It felt kind of...
It felt just kind of like, oh, look, yeah. Now these are just like, each one was good. Each one was good. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, each one was good. And like it definitely left you like at the end where like, I want to see more.
Yeah.
It was really good. So let's just start off. Episode 16. How did it start off?
This starts off on the cliffhanger from last week where it's like, oh my God, Hisoka sees Leorio and Kurapika. And Gon's hiding in the bush.
I was curious. I was wondering because those butterflies, I mean the blood butterflies, right?
Yes.
They keep showing up. You know, sometimes they'll land on Gon's hand, whatever, and obviously they go straight for Hisoka because he's bleeding. He has to be doing this on purpose, right? Like, did that ever cross your mind?
Yes. I completely thought that he was the one who let loose the butterflies.
I mean, not letting...
Well, he multiplies them.
He does, but I think that's just a thing that he does because he's fucking
he's
Hisoka.
Mystical. Yeah.
But I was just like thinking, like, he's like, come on, like, it's obvious that... I'm just like, am I like thinking that he's too next level? Like, it's like, you know, I know these guys are gonna lead people towards me, or am I overthinking it? What do you think?
No, man, I think he's... I think that he sets them out. I don't think Hisoka does anything on purpose. It feels like he just kind of like walks through shit and then stuff happens to him.
I mean, I am inclined to agree.
Well, how can I say this? I feel like he just walks in a direction and then stuff, like, if something crosses his path, he's like, okay. Like, and it happens. But I don't know, man. Like, we're not far enough into the series as a whole to know if characters have this kind of, like, omnipotence, or, you know what I mean?
I get you. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but maybe he's a dummy. I was like, you know, the things are going straight for him. So you would think, you know, patch it up or something, but I don't know. He just doesn't care.
Also in the fact, I was about to say, even if they were just going for him, he had no control of it. Like, he gives a fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, he's too strong. So I guess he just doesn't care. But that's when he jumps off and he starts going towards him, and Gon's like struggling the whole time internally. He's like, man, if they fight, can I stick to my plan? But no, they start fighting. They're my friends, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm gonna change the plan.
And then Kurapika, okay, and then Hisoka rolls up on him, and they start talking about buttons and stuff. He's like, hey, leave your tags here, and just go.
Yeah, because you know how it's gonna end. He's fought at least with Leorio before.
Yeah, and then Kurapika and Leorio, or Kurapika's just like, hey, here's the deal. I got 6 points. Leorio has 3 points, but we have an extra tag. So how about, instead of taking our 2 tags, we just give you the 1 tag and we don't fight. We just walk away.
And it could be the tag that he actually needs, because at that point he had still not revealed which number he needed. And I don't think he ever did reveal the number that he needed, at least to Leorio and Kurapika.
No. And then and then Kurapika and Leorio are just like, if you don't want this 1 tag and we have to fight, well, fuck it, we're going to fight. And it gets down, and then it's, it gets tense. They square up. And you see not Kurapika. You see Hisoka just be like, you know what? All right. So what's your number? So, well, I don't need those numbers. I'll take the number that you're going to give me.
When Kurapika brought up the plan, you remember how Hisoka just started laughing, you know?
Yeah.
Was that because do you think that's because he was impressed?
I think so.
With what they brought up, right?
I think he's just like, man, I can't wait for these guys to get strong so I can fucking murder them.
Like, he brought that up later, actually, but I remember he was just laughing. He's kind of like, okay, I see you. It's just kind of like, okay. You're kind of weird.
I'm all about it. And then he starts to do that creepy laugh.
Yeah.
And then he walks up And of course, Gon is looking at all this, and he's just like, "Oh, thank God! Like they got away." So
he accepted the deal.
Yeah, he accepts the deal, and he's like, "All right, whatever. I'll take the coin, or I'll take the token, whatever, the ID." Okay, Kurapika and Leorio, smart, don't want to get near him, so they're like, "You know what? I'll put it in the hole in this tree, and we're gonna bug out." And they're like, okay, so they don't even turn their back on him. They keep looking at him while they walk away.
Of course.
And Hisoka just like, okay, so he walks up to the tree, and then he just starts bugging the fuck out.
Right before that, though, he did make a point how he was very impressed with the growth of Leorio and Kurapika.
That it's only been a couple days and they've come this far.
Yeah, and that's when that happened.
He starts shooting out purple energy, and all the little critters are just like, fuck this, I'm out.
Think Snow White, but nothing like Snow White.
Snow White in reverse. Instead of the animals coming, they're running away.
Yeah. It's fucking just... It's crazy.
So, that shit starts to happen.
Gon is super scared.
Yeah,
like,
Gon is just like,
out.
Holy shit, I gotta get the fuck out. But I can't get the fuck out. I'm scared. I'm scared.
And it's worth it to watch just to see that frame of Hisoka where like they drew him very like fucking stoic and like I don't know,
in the manga,
not stoic, but like bloodlust. It's just
like where he's all like penciled in, where they actually like
manga style.
Yeah, that was hype. Like because he also had that weird like eyes rolling in the back of his head, like Ahegao shit. And anybody who's an anime fan, you know.
No, I don't know about anime fans, I mean, but before that, it's when you remember he caught the blood butterfly and he crushed it. I'm like, oh no, he just killed a butterfly, and then he just 10 butterflies come out of his hand, and he makes like a weird ass noise, like a
Yeah, I don't like that. That was weird.
That was weird.
He's like, oh, I gotta get out of here, and then, Gon is still creeping on him. And Hisoka stands there like all night is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm not going to move because if I move, I'm going to murder everybody.
There's a quote that he said before he became a statue. And it was, those boys got me all tingly. I must calm it. I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy's deal?
You see, and it's called the Ahegao. It's Ahegao.
Don't Google it.
18 or older. And this is, it passes. And then Hisoka starts walking.
He looks depraved, by the way, at this point.
Yeah, no, he's exhausted. He hasn't slept all night. His eyes are real big, and he just looks like a creep.
Making weird-ass noises the whole time.
He's just like,
like he needs his fix.
So they start doing the thing that they're doing. He starts walking, and Gon's like, I gotta follow him and see if he fights somebody.
Because he felt like he definitely was gonna fight someone because of all the bloodlust.
Yeah, and then like, Gon starts doing that thing where he's like, oh fuck, like what if he doesn't fight somebody? Then I gotta find out what's gonna happen. Hopefully he fights somebody. Starts walking.
Yeah.
And then Gon has like fucking Spidey sense super eyes. And he's just like, oh shit, I see another contestant over there. Him and Hisoka are going to clash with each other. When he goes for him, I'm going to go for his tag. Which is the plan all along.
Yeah. And he kind of like, the fucking X, Y's, and Z's, he intercepts in his mind, or he figures out the location where they're going to intercept, and he kind of lays low when he's there, trying to hide his presence the whole time, because he's kind of freaking out, because he knows that Hisoka at this point is just like his sensitivity to people or life around him is just like a fucking all-time high, and he's just kind of freaking out there for a second.
We get the slowdown where he's like, and he gets like the heartbeat where he's like, boom, boom.
Yeah, he's trying to stop the heartbeat, like, doo, doo.
Yeah, so
he's just kind of like,
his heartbeat slows down. He hides his presence successfully. Hisoka and the old sword dude, they reach each other. Hisoka goes like vampire without blood. He sees him, he's like, I'm gonna murder you.
No, I really want you to make the noise that he made, because I thought it was awesome.
I don't remember.
He went, rah!
Oh yeah, he's like,
you went, He went rad and he just started going crazy. I'm like, dude, this guy is so cool. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes he's so
actually.
cool.
Hell, when he's not being creepy, he's fucking cool. But like we're saying, so he starts running at him. Sword guy, who like generic sword guy, is like, "Oh no, Hisoka!" And he pulls out his sword. Hisoka charges him
Hisoka pulls out his card
because he's a dope.
because he's a Gambit.
Yeah, he Twisted Fate. He pulls a
come on.
he pulls out his card. Guy pulls out his sword. They're about to hit each other. Gon throws the hook and catches the tag.
Line and sinker.
He catches it. He grabs it. Hisoka murders the sword dude. Looks up at
Hisoka
Gon.
fell in love.
Yeah. Hisoka looks at Gon. He's just like, all you hear is the wow from Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he fell in at that moment. It's just whatever they had before was amplified by like 2 or 3. It went to 11.
Man loves a woman, except that's Gon, and that's creepy.
So seeing that, Gon turns around and just bolts.
And then all of a sudden, Gon's running, and he's like, I did it. I'm beast as fuck. And then all of a sudden, world starts to move from under Gon, and he's like, whoa, I'm tripping. I don't know what's going on.
Big time tripping.
So he collapses, and then that Black Hunter dude shows up from the training montage episode.
Yeah, the guy with the shades and like the cotton ball,
Yeah.
cotton candy hair. I don't know.
Yeah, like,
Daisy?
Yeah. He looks weird. And he's just like, I had 7,000 chances to kill you. And that's how many times you threw your hook. And I'm going to take your thing because you're my hunter. So he takes his and Ahsoka's tag. And Gon is like on the ground, can't move. And he's like, fuck.
And that's where they started bringing up like the whole parallel where it's like the butterfly and gets stuck into the spider web. And Gon's looking at it, he's like, that's me. I'm that butterfly. And I fell into his web.
He's like, oh no. Next scene. Black dude's dead body hits the ground in front of Gon's face.
There is a corpse laid in front of Gon, 12-year-old boy, in front of his face.
And Hisoka's just like, well, I'm lucky that guy was my, that was my tag. Hisoka's just there big chilling like, oh, here you go. So he gives Gon back his tag and then Hisoka gives him his tag. So Gon has the original 405 and 44. And everybody's like, what? What's going on here?
And Hisoka, like, Gon doesn't want to accept it, but he can't move. And Hisoka's like, that poison is made to last 10 days. But knowing you, it'll be sooner than that for you. You have 3 days before the exam is over. And Gon stands up and he's like, I don't want your help. I don't want to owe you anything.
And then is Gon standing up. Gon standing up. He's like, take your tag back. I don't want this shit. And Hisoka's like, you know what? I'll give it back. Like, owe me.
He punches him, dude.
And he fucking
decks him.
Fucking just punches him in the face. He's like, when you can land a punch on me like that, then you whatever take back. I don't give a fuck.
So a punch like that. So to be specific, this wasn't just a punch. He punched him probably 50 feet?
Yeah, it's like 50.
Yeah, so he punched him just a big old haymaker across the face, rolling, bouncing like a stone on water.
I want to put this in perspective for a later episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Hanzo thing.
What Hanzo thing?
The ninja.
Yeah, what about him?
When Hanzo does all that stuff to him, and he doesn't get knocked out, and yet Hisoka can hit him once and knock him out.
Well, I mean, Hanzo didn't want to knock him out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're right.
But we'll get there. Yeah, but Gon got one shot, and he got really angry and depressed, and he hid inside a tree for the night to help make out his jumbled feelings. And that was the end of the episode, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was a pretty good episode. I liked it.
Yeah, man. It, again, Hisoka being creepy. And
he screamed like a freaking weirdo. I did not see that coming.
He's just like, Rah!
He said, Rah!
And then, okay. And then the next episode was kind of the Killua show. It was a lot of that.
Oh, Killua looked cross-eyed. I specifically
Yeah, I
remember,
think
like,
they
the
did
first
that on
scene, his
purpose.
eyes were just like, ugh.
I think they did that on purpose, where they're just like, oh, look at him, he's a little kid, and then he's fast and murder games people. Like, he doesn't murder game anybody in this episode. But the start of the episode is the announcer's just like, oh, fucking Gon got fucking bodied. Let's see what's happening with Killua. It's just like, okay.
We're changing our views from over there to over here.
Now for something completely different. But Killua knows that he's being followed.
And he doesn't care because he knows the guy's only worth 1 point. Because he knows that it's not his target. He's like, you're only worth 1 point. Just
leave me
go
alone.
away. Yeah, go away.
And then it turns out it's our 3 brother people.
With the big old lines under their eyes. Like they're kind of,
Like,
you know that game? Like that board game? With like the red and black triangles?
Monopoly?
No, not Monopoly. It's just like, it's like red elongated triangles and black, like kind of like fangs up and down, up and down, up and down. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you sure it's white and black? Are you talking about
No, it's black and red. I mean, I could be.
No, I don't think it's backgammon.
No, it's just like, whatever. Nonetheless.
Crossfire.
It's Call of Duty. It's Black Ops 4.
Live.
Let's move on.
Trouble.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Killua
Killua is actually really cool this whole time. He's just being a badass, dude.
So
the whole time they're talking, you see Hanzo, like he's pulling the gun, right? He's creeping on him the whole time, right? From the bush in the back, or like off to in the distance. And that's when the other 2 brothers showed up, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Oh, or what's it called? The guy's just like, oh, if I show up and I let him live, that my brothers aren't gonna listen to me. And then the brothers show up. He's like, oh, look at the little bitch boy. You should be able to take him.
it went just like that.
And then he kicked him in the stomach. And they were just like, we got him. And then Killua doesn't even flinch. He's like, okay.
Hands never left the pocket.
And then he kicks himself up, and the guys are like, oh, did you go easy on him? You're too nice. And then, if I remember correctly, Killua teleports behind one of them.
Oh, you can't say it like that. It's like that meme, like teleports behind you.
Yeah.
Nothing personal, kid.
It's kind of that.
He teleported behind him.
And then he gets the knife hand, and he's just like, my hands are sharper than knives. Which one of you is 99? 199.
Yeah.
And then he pokes the dude in the thing, and he starts bleeding, and he's like, well, I'm 197. The other guy's like, well, I'm 198. And the brother's like, oh, I'm 199. He's like, okay, give me your token, give me your ID, or I'm going to kill him.
Were you expecting like the brother to be like, oh, I'm 196? Because that's what I was expecting.
No, I was expecting for the guy to go like, no, and then Killua was going to rip his head off.
That's fair.
Yeah, I thought it looked like no bullshit. I thought Killua was just going to like rip his eyeballs out. But it didn't happen.
Unfortunately.
Yellow shirt dude who's 199 is like, okay, like my brothers, I don't want him to die. Here's my tag. So Killua is like, all right. He grabs the 2 number. He has 97, 98, 99. He has all 3, or 197, 198, 199. So he keeps 199. He's like, this is my number. Dope. He gets the other 2 numbers, and he fucking throws them in opposite directions. And he's like, hey, we still got 3 days. Hope you can find them before then. And he throws them like across the fucking island, too.
Yeah, we're talking like probably
fucking like Barry
miles.
Bonds or something. Not Barry Bonds. He was a hitter, but whatever. A good pitcher in baseball. Babe Ruth. He wasn't a hit pitcher either.
Well, Randy Johnson.
Yeah, man. Fucking Scarlett Johansson.
Super tall.
What?
So after Scarlett Johansson throws the tags away, you see Hanzo going after one of the tags, assuming
it's his.
It was his, the one that he needed, his targets. And when he caught it, he realized that he was fucking bamboozled by Killua.
Killua changed which one he threw in either direction because he knew that Hanzo was watching him.
At that point, I'm kind of thinking like, man, Hanzo is kind of like maybe he's not as good as I thought he was, But, he went and prove.
Nah, I think he was still pretty good. He caught the fucking disc.
No, yeah, he caught it, but it's just not catching that, not catching that little stunt that Killua pulled. For some reason, made me put Hanzo below Killua because I used to have Hanzo above him. But on this fucking shitty tier list that I've created in my head, Killua is at, he used to be below Hanzo and now he's on top of him.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's weird. It's stupid, but it's okay.
Yeah. And then that's kind of the end of this episode. Yeah.
No. Because that's when Leodio and Kuro, that was the first half of the episode. The second half was when Kurapiko. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm mixing. And Leodio go back to the entrance point to try and find.
Okay. I'm mixing up the end of 17
tags.
with 18. Yeah. I felt like that lasted so much longer.
Yeah, no, 17, that happened, and then Gon showed up, and he's like, hey, guys, I'm here to help. That's what I'm here for. And, like, Kurapiko was kind of like, okay.
Fucking weirdo. Piece of shit.
So, yeah, Gon's a fucking hound dog.
Oh, yeah, they look for he's like, did you use perfume or any harsh chemicals?
And this part was kind of cool, because it was so, like, refreshing, I guess. A breath of fresh air where it was the three guys, the three squad again. Just kind of like, they did like a little adventure montage where there's like music playing. And it's like, hey, I don't know, here's some nice music. Like, whoa,
I'm on top
now
of
we're
a
searching
tree.
over here.
I'm on the ground. And they're like, oh, look, here's the cave.
And I was kind of like, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I know where we are. So Leodio's like, all right, I'm going to go inside the cave. You guys don't follow me. I hate you. And then...
I mean, he didn't say I hate you.
No, he didn't say that. I'm joking. And then he's just like, hey, like, I got to do this on my own. So you guys can't help me. And then Kurapiko's like, now I'm going to help you no matter what. And he's like, and Leodio's like, you know what? Well, I'm going to leave the group. I'm going to go and you guys can't help me. And Gon's like, I'm going to help you fucking anyway. And then,
because they're bros.
And then Leodio's just like, you know what? All right. So he gives him his briefcase and he's just like, hey, I'll be right back. And then they're like, we'll be in there in 30 minutes. We'll give you 30 minutes. So, okay. So Leodio walks up, make sure it's not booby trapped with the stick.
He definitely rolled a 20. He was in there. He's like, pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop. Good to go.
So he walks in. Ponzu's sitting there. Ponzu's like, "Oh man, we're screwed." And he's just like,
she said you cannot leave this cave now.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, whatever." And then it goes to the outside of the cave. Oh, and no, that's where we see Bourbon.
Yeah.
Bourbon, the snake charmer.
He's just kind of slouched over. You know, we don't know his fate at this point.
He's sitting
just kind of chilling there.
He's just sitting in the corner, and he's like, "Oh shit." What up? And then it cuts to the outside of the cave, and not Hisoka. I don't know. I'm just stuck on him. He's so good. Kurapika and Gon are like, all right, it's been 30 minutes. Let's go inside.
So, no, because it was Leodio yelling, Gon, Kurapika.
Oh yeah,
don't come in. And they were like, what? No. And so they ran in. Obviously.
I didn't think they heard
that's
him.
When he said he
said that in the second episode, but they didn't hear him. They went in after
sure
the
they heard him
elapsed.
Because they would cut to outside and then they heard him screaming and they were like, Leodio, and they started running towards him after he said, don't come into the cave.
I thought
that's when they revealed the whole the vipers had bit the fuck out of Leodio,
and then that's all we know.
Bourbon was dead. No, they also
that was the beginning of the next episode, wasn't it?
No, they showed at the end because I have that written down where Bourbon's dumbass is dead.
And I guess they explained it in the next one.
Yeah, they explained it in the next episode. Like at this point, we just know that he's dead.
These two episodes blended into one giant episode for me. I don't know why.
No, I mean I agree with you because it was all very just self-contained in the cave, and it kind of lasted a long time.
Yeah, because in the second episode, let's move on to 18.
It's 18.
18 was a lot of this. 18 was a lot of them being like, oh, like he's dead. Why is he dead? Oh, okay. So Kurapika's like, oh, he's dead. So what happened? And then he sees the wounds on his hand and he's like, oh, it's anaphylactic shock.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker got stung by a bunch of bees and inflammation is anaphylactic shock and he fucking died. And Ponzu's like, oh, that's really good that you figured out that it was bees. And she pokes the top of her hat and a bunch of fucking bees fly out, which is creepy.
The hat is weird because it's big and it's round. It's like the guy from Spaceballs. What was his name?
Pizza the Hut.
No, the guy that with the Darth Vader.
Darth helmet.
Parody. Darth helmet. It's just one of those big old helmets.
Yeah, it's just a giant helmet. And so they're talking and they're like, oh shit. And then it goes back in time, so it shows Ponzu like, oh yeah, I put sleeping gas. I walked in. I walked up on him. All of the snakes came out. I flipped out. My bees came out, stung him. He's allergic to bees, so he died.
Yeah, because apparently the snakes fell asleep except the ones at the very back.
Yeah, in the
so
cracks.
When she reached towards him, like for his tag, that's when the snakes came out, and they were like, she was like, "Oh my god!"
And the fucking bees flipped out. Were just like, "Hell yeah!" And they murdered him.
Which apparently the only reason he died was because he had been stung by that particular bee before.
Yes.
And like that's why she was saying, you know, I
didn't like,
but I mean, it kind of happened like that.
She's like, "Oh fuck, it happened." Well, shit.
At this point, what do you think about her character? Because I thought she was pretty cool. I'm kind of liking her.
I'm kind of like whatever. She was cool, but it's one of those things that I don't know. I felt no strong attachment to her at all. Where I was like,
okay, I get you.
I was like, okay, she's cool, but she's not like whatever. She ain't the main crew. I don't give a fuck.
And this is when, right after that, was when Gon started having the whole plan. He's like, I can solve this. I know what to do.
After they explained,
threw himself.
Like, they explained that Bourbon set the trap, that if you try to leave the cave, you get attacked by snakes.
That he was a snake charmer, right?
Yeah. And that he might have antitoxin.
Well, they didn't say that, I think, right?
Yeah, they did. They said, like, Kurapika said it. It's like, he probably has some on him, but we can't touch him. And that's when Gon is like, okay, so and you can tell that he's kind of scared. He steals himself. He finds the antitoxin with 2 needles. He gives the needle to Kurapika and the antitoxin. He throws it at him. You know, Kurapika injects some into Lodio, and then he injects some into Gon.
And the reason he injects some into Gon is because when he threw himself towards the charmer, the snakes fucking just wrapped around him, turned him kind of like into like a snake mummy.
Beat the shit out of him.
They were just trying to constrict him. I never saw them bite.
Yeah, but it's like it's implied that they bit him.
I know, like they released him, and I'm like, did they bite him? But when they gave him the antidote, that's when I was like, okay, so it was implied that he was bitten. But before that, I was like, did he get bitten? Because he was just getting constricted the whole time.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird episode, or it was a weird section, and then Gon, smart, he's just like, well, turn on the sleeping gas so we can put the snakes to sleep in the cave so we can get out. And then the girl's like, well, it works better from the outside because the wind will blow the smoke into the cave, but it'll take about...
They're in the cave.
Yeah, they're in the cave, so it'll take about 5 minutes for the smoke to spread through the cave to put all of them to sleep, and nobody can hold their breath for 5 minutes. And it gets quiet. And then Gon is like, 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what? That's my record for holding my breath. It's 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
At this point, I'm like, Gon, you're actually just the best.
You're a freak.
You were fucking awesome.
He's a freak. Price is Right sad noise.
That's fucking awesome. Gon's awesome. The fucking gas goes off. All 3 at once. He takes them all out, and he's like, fuck yeah. By the way, I'll be taking this tag, which was her tag that Leodio
and he gave
needed
her
to get his 3 points.
Bourbon's tag.
Yeah. So they could find her. The
examiners could find her. And then they walk to the end. They cuts to the exit, and the girl from the boat is just like, oh, look, these are the winners. It was Budget Link, old guy. Yeah. Hisoka, Hanzo, Killua.
And we're missing one. And Pinhead.
Yeah, Grudenperker.
Illumi. Pinhead. Oh, also, before that, I just want to say that when Gon came out of the cave and screamed, like, yo, shut, I'm like, bro, I don't know what it was, but it gave me chills. He's so cool.
It's because you lame.
Bro, what? Gon is so cool.
He's cool. You're lame.
I mean, subjective.
Yes.
So 6 people had passed, but then
the boys,
the squad showed up.
Yeah.
So that was 9. So 6 of the 9 are rookies, and fucking the old dudes. Like the final phase is gonna be a fight, and that's when they start interviewing the test takers. And the first up was Hisoka, right?
Yeah. The questions are, who are you?
Why do you want to be a hunter?
Yeah, why you want to be a hunter? And Hisoka's creepy, so he's like, oh yeah, because you can kill people and you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and the next one was
what hunter
who you keeping an eye on?
Yeah, and I believe he says Killua and Gon.
He says Killua and to a lesser extent Gon.
Yeah,
but
and then
Killua was definitely his main priority, which could have fooled me.
Which one he doesn't want to fight, and he doesn't want to fight Gon. He's waiting for him to level up so he can murder him.
Yeah.
He's a fucking weirdo. And then
he's a pig farmer.
The fuck did you call me?
He's a pig farmer.
Yeah. And then the boy and then it goes through all of those with the other contestants.
He also wants to fight the old guy though, which was like, I don't know.
I
kind of want to see them throw down too.
The old guy was just like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. Bye. And then
he doesn't give a fuck.
And then Hisoka walks out, and Hisoka has a really cool quote here, and I don't know why I liked it so much, but he's like, that guy was so unguarded that it made me lose my edge.
What does that even mean?
I'm thinking that the old man showed he had no fear of him. He showed no emotion towards Hisoka himself, that Hisoka wasn't used to it. That Hisoka's so used to having somebody having like I'm afraid of you or I want to fight you, that the old man was just like, boop, like, okay, that's cool, you can leave. Like he showed no emotion.
Yeah, because like everybody else always tenses up while the old guy was just kind of like, fucking whatever, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, I'll kick your ass. Maybe, I don't know.
That he's so confident in himself that he's just like, okay, bye.
And then they bring up that the whole...
They go over everybody's, and a lot of them are like, oh, I'm looking at Hisoka, or don't want to fight Hisoka, or Gon is cool, I don't want to fight Gon. Like, it's always one of those.
Yeah, then they go to Kurapika and Gon. Gon's crying because he was just so stressed out.
He couldn't do anything.
He couldn't fight Hisoka. He was so useless.
Yeah, so he was just like, I'm sad forever.
So Kurapika is fucking just being a bro.
He's like, hey, man.
And he's just keeping morale at maximum. He's a cool guy.
Hell yeah. And then
episode 19, right?
Yes.
Because that was the last part of that.
Yeah, episode... Oh yeah, because 20's okay, so episode
19 starts off with like the whole, they bring out, it's going to be a one-on-one tournament, and then you just all you need to do is win, and you advance, and that's it. Right?
That the winners become hunters, and the losers move up the tournament bracket.
Yeah, the winners removed from play, while the loser continues advancing.
There's only going to be one loser. Only one person's going to fail the exam. So... everybody's like, oh, what the fuck? And they were like, well, what the hell? Gon and Hanzo have more attempts. Why is the bracket not even?
It was Gon, Hanzo, and I think Hisoka, right? All of them had 5 attempts as opposed to 2.
Not Hisoka.
How many? Okay, so Hisoka had 3 chances.
Yeah, it was Gon, Hanzo, and the Budget Link.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you have the most chances, but you have the most potential. And immediately, Killua is just like, that's bullshit. They don't have more potential than I do.
At that point, I'm like, Killua is Vegeta.
Nah, you see, at that point, I was like, okay, like, Killua doesn't... in some way or another, Killua's gonna have to learn the true merit of... like, he's a good killer. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's gonna be a good hunter.
Yeah.
And again, we'll talk about that in the next episode segment.
He's just jealous of Gon. He's like, what the fuck? Like, what do people see in him?
And then the old man guy, the commissioner or chairman, he's just like, look, this is what we grade you on. It's these 3 things. It's strength, mental strength, physical strength, mental strength, and personal evaluation, I think is what it is.
And he said like they valued the most what like people thought of said you. Person.
Yeah, so that's why Gon and Hanzo were so high up.
Yeah.
But okay, and then Killua's like, oh, whatever the fuck, I don't give a shit.
I mean, he kind of did give a big shit.
He's
like,
upset.
Whatever.
But he's like, again, he's like, whatever, let's move on. Tournament starts, and it's my boy Hanzo versus my boy Gon. My boy.
The rule, but before we go, the rule was that you cannot kill anyone. And knocking them unconscious or anything would not give you the victory. They had to surrender.
They had to surrender. You couldn't kill or it would automatically disqualify you, and you could use weapons.
Yeah.
So they start fighting, and it's the game. It's the plan where it's just like, I have to be faster than him. I'll use my speed to my advantage, and that's about it.
And then you got one shot by Hanzo.
Oh yeah. So fight starts. Gon fucking hauls ass in one direction. He's like, all right, I'm fast. And then Hanzo immediately appears in front of him and gives him the neck chop. And he's like, use a bitch.
The Panther just teleports behind you.
It wasn't behind him. It was to his face.
But he hit him in the back of the head, right?
Yeah, he hit him in the back of the head. I think he hit him in the back of the head, but he appeared in front of him.
Okay.
He's like, you have faith in your legs. And then he just chops him. And then he wakes him up with like the wrestling hold where he puts the knee on his back and he pulls his arms back.
Yeah, the backbreaker.
And he just keeps whapping him. And he's like, hey, man, you're going to surrender. And Gon, being Gon, is just like, hey, man, I'm not going to surrender. Fuck you.
He's getting beat the fuck down. And Leorio and Kurapika are getting angry. And like they kind of cut off.
And
they cut away and they cut back in.
3 hours later.
3 hours later. Like, what? 3 hours?
So, excuse me, I burped. And then he's just like, hey, like, you gotta surrender. And then everybody's like, don't stop me, I'm gonna go in. Kurapika's, and then Hanzo is like, hey man, I'm gonna break your arm. I'm being serious, I'm gonna break your arm. Give up. And he's like, no. And then it cuts to the outside and all you hear is, and his bone, and he's like over in pain. His fucking arm's broken. Fucking Leorio is not okay.
Yeah, he is pissed. He's telling Kurapika, like, don't stop me, because
I'm going in.
You're not going to be able to. And Kurapika's like, bro, you're telling me the eyes are flickering.
And then his eyes start to turn red, so we know it's getting intense. And then
Sharingan's coming up.
This is the best part. Hanzo starts giving him the backstory. He's like, I'm a ninja. I'm a clan of ninja. I've been trained from when I was a little kid. Every day, harsh training. And it's a montage, like in the background, little shadow figures. Yeah. And he's pulling rocks. He's doing handstands. He's hanging from the ceiling. They're cutting his dick up. And he's just like, he starts doing push-ups in a handstand. And then he does it with one hand. And then he does it with 2 fingers. And then he does it with 1 finger. He's like, my body's been trained. When I was your age, I'd already killed a man. I'm dope as fuck. And then all of a sudden, Gon sets up and just kicks him in the fucking head.
Yeah, he just roundhouses him in the fucking face. And this part was so funny because he stands up and he's like, I let you do that. Like, and it's such a cool demeanor. And Leona's like, fucking liar.
He's like, you're a liar.
Oh,
and then Gon's, Gon is like, hey, this isn't about who's stronger. It's about who's more willing to surrender.
And Killua does not understand. He's just lost.
He's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Just make him surrender. And then everybody in the room is just like, yeah, man, he's right. Like, that's dope. And everybody starts like, and even Killua notices it. He's like, what the fuck? Like, the brutal nature in the room is gone. No one's mad.
Yeah. It started when Hanzo was telling him, I'm gonna like chop off your legs, and then Gon's like, bro, like if you do that, you'll lose. And it's just like he's like lighting up the mood. And he completely changed the atmosphere.
Yeah,
he's
everybody's laughing. And then Hanzo pulls the ninja and he pulls a super long blade out of his fucking like arm wraps. And he stabs Gon in the forehead. He's like, I'll murder you. And he's like, you won't, because then you'll lose. He's like, why don't you just surrender? He's like, no, fuck you. So Hanzo's like, you know what? I give up. And then the guy's just like,
he said he wouldn't surrender because he really wanted to meet his dad.
Oh, yeah, he gives the story.
He felt that if he surrendered, like that would just ruin all of his chances. So that was his main motivation behind not surrendering. It's his dad, as always.
And everybody's taken aback. He's like, I want to find my dad. And even Hisoka is just like, what the fuck?
And Hanzo gave up, right? And then like Gon's like, bro, no, but you can't give up. And Hanzo at this point, he's so fucking done.
Like,
he's just
you
like,
don't want to. No, he's like, you don't want to lose. But you don't want me to surrender. But you don't want to surrender. And he's like, yes, we'll find a way to figure it out. And he's just like, idiot. He just uppercuts him.
And he knocks him out.
But he already surrenders. And he tells the old man, and he's just like, hey, when he wakes up, he's not going to want to accept the victory. But he has to accept the victory. And I believe it's something like that. I'm missing a couple words.
No, yeah, it's pretty much. It's like he's not gonna want to accept the victory, but pass him because he earned it. He won.
He didn't surrender.
So whatever.
I surrendered, and then it cuts. Right. Yeah.
There was a quote here where Hanzo said something where, if Gon failed, why else are we gonna fight?
Yeah, like why else would we win? Like passing would be nothing, or something along those lines.
He said something like that. It's like like if he fails, what's the point of
us winning?
Of us winning? It's just like I'm like wow, like he really. That's where he got so much respect for Gon at that moment. Like it's just like Hanzo like fell in love with him too. I guess like
he won him over. Again, that's the beginning of the next episode. So next,
it starts off when Gon's running up the mountain temple palace thing towards his father.
Yeah,
and the stairs kind of just crumble and fall apart,
and then he wakes up,
goes down. Yeah, in the room.
Yeah,
with the cast.
And he's like, "Oh,
next
shit.
to Alfred."
Yeah, next to Satotsu. That guy's dope. I love his mustache. So Gon wakes up, and
he's a hunter now.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Hey, Hanzo quit. Like he gave up. So you're a hunter." And he's like, no. And then he's like, hold on a minute. So we go back, and then it cuts back to the end of the previous episode where Hanzo's given the speech.
This is where Alfred tells him the
backstory of what happened.
Like Killua failed.
Oh, yeah, he asked who failed, and he's like, Killua. And then he's like, what the fuck?
And he's like, first you have to find out what happened after he went unconscious.
Yeah.
Right?
So, it cuts. Hanzo's giving the speech like he did before. Like, if Gon loses, what does it matter us winning? And he looks at the old man. He's like, Gon could wake up and kill everybody here, but he still is the hunter, right? And the chairman's like, by our rules, yeah. And
pretty much, like once you pass, you pass. And there's nothing that can change it.
Killua's like, well, why did you surrender? And then Hanzo, he's like, I've tortured people before, and in my years of torturing people, it takes several years of training to get rid of that hate, that gleam of hatred in your eye for the person that tortured you. You'll always hate them. You'll always want them dead, or along those lines. You'll always want your revenge. Mm-hmm. And he says, Gon didn't have any of that. I had just broken his arm, and by the end of the fight, not minutes later, he'd already forgotten about it. He didn't hold that hatred in his heart towards me. And I just couldn't bring myself to fight him anymore.
Yeah, and then after that's when the tournament continues, and it's Kurapika versus fucking Hisoka, and this was so weird because Hisoka whispered something into his ear, and then gave up. I'm assuming he really wants Kurapika to pass, right?
No, I think I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
Tell me. I think your theory from last week is right.
Which one?
That
Phantom Troop?
Yeah, the Hisoka was a member of Phantom Troop.
No, because then I think Kurapika would have freaked out, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm thinking he's telling him like, hey, I know where they are. I'm not a part of that group anymore, but I know where they are.
Like, I know what your goal is or what you're seeking, and I can probably help you.
Yeah.
And then he surrenders.
Hisoka surrenders. And then it's Hanzo versus Budget Link.
Yeah. He gets bodied by the same tactics with the arm breaking.
Except he didn't even get to the arm break. He literally just chopped him. He's like, he says the same thing at the beginning of the fight that he told to Gon, where he's like, I'm not going to hold back. And then he's just like, I'm out. Surrender.
Yeah, he told him, he's like, you know what? Like, it's you saw what happened. It's gonna happen. It's gonna get worse. So just.
And then after that, it was Hisoka. No, it was Hisoka versus Bodododor, the old guy. I'm not gonna say.
Yes, with the ponytail. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Bodoro.
Yeah, Bodoro or Bodoro or something like
Bobobo?
that. Yeah, Bodo.
He fought Bobobo.
Bodoro. Yeah. So
Bobobo.
I hate that show.
You don't.
Do. He fought him. It might be funny. I don't know. I never watched a lot of it, but
I've never seen it. I just remember nose hairs.
He's fighting him, and even the old man No, Satotsu's just like, it was super one-sided. Hisoka was going to win anyway. So he gets bodied. Hisoka wins. Bodoro surrenders. After, again, Hisoka whispers something in his ear.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He whispers something in his ear. God knows what he says. And there you go.
So...
But I kind of do want to go back and say real quick that when he was talking to Alfred, I don't know if this happened before this or after the little flashback, but he told Gon...
about the hunter license,
that...
right?
No, but... that Hanzo had given him the break was really clean, so it would heal and his bone will come back stronger than before. And I'm like, Hanzo, like, he's just so cool. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
think Hanzo didn't want to.
I thought he's awesome.
Yeah, Hanzo just didn't want to actually hurt him. Like
yeah.
There was no point in gravely hurting him. That's why he didn't do the arm break thing immediately.
Yeah, he didn't want to do any lingering injuries or anything like that. It was just clean.
He was whipping his ass, but he didn't want him to have lasting effects.
Yeah, Hanzo's cool. He's really cool in my book. I like him.
He's getting cooler. I thought he was like generic Ninja Man. But
same.
It turns out that he's not so generic Ninja Man.
Generic Link was actually generic Link.
Nah, I got sucked. But it goes on. So it was supposed to be Killua. Oh no, it was Killua versus Budget Link, and then Killua was just like, "I'm not gonna fight you." Like,
and he had said beforehand when he was being interviewed by the old guy that the person he wanted to least fight was Budget Link because he had no interest in fighting him because he was so fucking shitty.
Yeah, agree.
It would not be interesting at all.
Okay, then he surrenders. Then it's Hanzo versus Budget Link.
Killua surrenders, by the way.
Yeah, and then it was Bodoro versus Hisoka. Bodoro gets bodied, and then that takes after Bodoro gets bodied because it was Killua versus Budget Link. Budget Link. Killua is just like, I don't want to fight. Fuck off. And then the next fight was supposed to be Leorio versus Bodoro. And he's just like, hey man, like you should let him heal first because he got bodied. So
like he's on the floor unconscious.
Yeah, so Killua was going to have 2 back-to-back fights. So it's Pinhead
versus Killua.
Fight's about to start. And
he takes the pins off his face.
And he gets the weird fisheye monster again.
Fisheye monster.
And he's like, oh,
his regular look.
He's like, oh, Kill, how you doing? And then Kilo's just like, brother? And I'm just like, that thing is your brother?
Yeah, it's his brother, apparently. God knows from how or why. Well, I mean, we know why, but I don't know why. Like, why? So his name's Illumi. And it's so weird, man.
He's like, his eyes are super creepy. He's got like, I don't know if it's like for like dramatic effect, but he's got like fucking swirls that have like have Japanese words in them. So I couldn't read it. And
I'm pretty sure that was just for like, like for an effect.
Yeah,
like
so,
kind of like hypnotizing him or like,
but it's still
also,
weird.
He has pins on his body too, right? So I'm assuming he's kind of like morphing his body as well.
Yeah.
Like on his chest, he had like the fucking.
So.
Omega Shenron Dragon Balls.
So Illumi starts berating our boy Killua, and he's like, "You can't be a hunter. You make
a great assassin, but you would not make a good hunter.
You're the soul of a killer. You don't want anything but to kill people. So
that's the only time he feels joy, according to
Illumi,
Pinhead.
fucking fish man, fish my Pinhead.
Bro, this guy sucks.
Yeah,
like he's a cuck. Sucks,
and I hate him. And he's just like, all you want to be is a killer. And Killua's like, that's not true. I want something. And then he's just like, oh really? What do you want? And he's like, you know what?
You really want something, bro?
He's like, yeah,
really? Yeah, you bitch. What do you want, bitch?
And he's just like, I want Gon. I want to be friends with Gon.
You can't be friends, bitch. Like,
you can't be friends. You're a killer. You don't have what it takes to be friends. You don't deserve friends. And then
you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna kill Gon.
No. And then Leoto's just like, hey man, that's horse shit.
That's what he wants.
Like, you don't want to be friends with Gon. You're already friends with him. Even Gon would say that.
Oh, that's when Illumi was like, oh, you're friends already? Then I guess I should kill Gon.
Like, shit, I can't have
Hisoka, even Hisoka was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then he starts walking back, and then fucking Killua, I felt so bad. Like, he's so defeated. Like, he has sweat, his eyes are trembling, he's just sitting there, doesn't know what the fuck to do. He's like, oh, you don't want to fight me? You can't kill me. You think you can kill me? And then he starts sticking his hand towards him, and he flinches.
Right before that, he was heading towards Gon's room, remember? And
oh yeah,
my boy Hanzo, Leorio, and Kurapika formed a fucking wall.
Yeah, Leorio,
Hanzo in the middle,
yeah.
like,
no, motherfucker, you ain't gonna hurt him. I'll fuck him.
He's like, wait, but if I kill Gon, I won't be a hunter. Ha 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 ha.
I was like,
anyways,
you know what?
Killua, you suck.
He was like, I'll pass the test and then I'll kill him. So, hey, surrender. So he starts reaching his hand out, like I had said, like, oh, you can't kill me. I'm your brother. There's no way you can kill me. Sticks his hands out. So he flinches, and his brother's like, hey, don't move, because then I'll think that the fight has started. And if you touch me, I'll definitely think the fight has started.
He definitely said that if there's like if we touch, we'll fight. And that's why he kept inching his hand closer, kind of like a ticking time bomb effect.
Yeah,
into Killua's forehead.
And then Killua's just like, you know what? I surrender.
I have right here written down, Pinhead fucking sucks. And then right after that, Killua bitched out.
I don't know if he bitched out, man, because
Illumi kept telling him,
because he said that
he really believe that he's your friend. If he's your friend, then you will fight.
Yeah, but also, but you have to remember that Killua's been trained to do this as a little kid, and this dude literally said, like, you became a killer because me and Dad formed you that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but what's the worst that can happen? You know,
the worst that can happen is that Killua's gonna fucking die because we don't know how strong this guy is.
He can't die because his brother said he wants to be a hunter. He needs to be a hunter. Man, and part of the rules is you can't kill Killua. Or you can't kill the opponent.
Yeah, but imagine how fucking scared the dude would have been. Like, imagine Kurapika, like, how scared he had to be to surrender after
Killua.
After Killua is so scared to surrender that he's just like terrified. Like, how strong is this dude? We don't know.
He should have gotten so much respect for Gon at that point because he bitched out. Gon would not have bitched out.
I don't know, man. We don't know the whole story yet. We don't know how godlike this guy is.
We don't know. Like, it's not the fact that he's his brother that he doesn't want to fight him. It's the fact that he knows that his brother is strong as fuck.
Yeah, so like, but again, he's scared. Like,
he's still bitched out.
He's 12.
Yeah, he's killed a lot of people, man.
Yeah, but he's still 12 years old, man. He's still a little kid.
He's 17 in assassin years.
Nah. I don't buy that. I'm on Killua's side on this one. Like, he was afraid. And what could have made him feel that way? That's what's scary. Where he's
would think that he would have learned something from watching Gon.
No, man. But he's literally looking at his like older brother, and his older brother's like, "Hey, don't move or I'll kill you." Like, and the things that we've seen him do, how fast and deadly he is, where he takes that as a genuine threat. Where he's like,
but he also said, "When I become a hunter, I'm gonna kill Gon." And if he did not fight back, that would mean that he would become a hunter. So he was kind of just leaving Gon for dead.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, that's what happened. I mean, obviously afterwards he's like, I'm just kidding with you, Killua, buddy, old pal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. This guy's too much of an oddball. It's weird. And then after this whole story, it's the Leorio and Bodoro fight. And we see a very soulless looking Killua's eyes as he murders Bodoro.
Dude, okay. So I want to pause real quick. I need you to talk to me about this. Why?
I don't know.
Why does he kill the old guy?
I don't know. He just did. He's just like, you know what, old guy? Dead. I was like, what the?
Let's just think about this real quick. Old guy fought Hisoka because he wanted to, you know? Old guy so far, he seems like an okay guy, right? Nothing to make you hate him. He got his ass kicked. He was unconscious. He wakes up and they're like, bro, you got to fight. He's like, okay. And then he dies.
It was weird. It's a weird. I hope they explain it in the future episodes, but right now we don't know.
I feel like it's just like no one cared. He's like an NPC old dude. It's just like fucking 10 episodes from now, no one's gonna give a fuck.
And then,
but
Gon,
fucking, I don't know.
Gon, dope as fuck, finds all this out. Starts and we learned that the other applicants are in a hunter orientation. So
Gon has his license.
Yeah, Gon has his hunter's license. Sorry that we skipped that, but it's and a hunter's license is super, super important. So he starts walking. He goes into the classroom where they're being held orientation. He walks right up to Illumi, and he looks at him and is like, "You apologize to Killua." And then,
the narrator butts in, dude.
It's like, "Oh, Killua's missing. Illumi's a cunt, and Gon is angry." And I'm just like,
and Gon was angry.
And I'm just like, and then next week's episode.
Oh, it was so good.
So good.
What are they going to talk about?
I didn't.
Did you see the next episode preview?
No.
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah. Sorry, I was moving my table.
Okay, don't worry about it. All I saw was my boy Gon grabbed Illumi by the wrist. And you remember in the Avengers, Hulk versus Loki?
Oh yeah.
He picked them up and like just started wailing them across
shit, I'm hyped.
Across the table, and then it cut off.
Hey,
and I was like, oh my god.
I'm gonna give you a little bit on how the sausages are made here. Usually before we record this is when I watch the episodes. And we record these once a week. I'm gonna watch the next episodes right after we finish.
You gotta control yourself.
I don't have to control shit. I'm an adult.
You gotta control the urges. That's what I'm saying. As an adult, you should be able to control the urges.
No.
You're gonna feed into the symbiote?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna feed into the symbiote. This is anime, bro.
Damn it, let's feed into the symbiote.
Hell, let's do this. Alright, guys. With that being said, remember, we got links in the description to our Twitter. Follow that shit. We're all about it.
I mean, kind of. We don't post on it, but we're
gonna. I'm gonna start posting on it this week because we actually have a catalog now. We do. It's true. So, that being said, you want something you got to say? Put it in the comments. If you liked the video, liked it. If it's your favorite video ever, put that shit in the favorites bar. We will see you next time. We won't see you next time, but hopefully
we'll never see them.
You don't know that.
Maybe one day, right?
You don't know that.
I don't know that. Maybe we have seen someone that. You know what? Y'all take it easy.
All right. See you next time.
Y'all have a good one.